Hello, this is Mr. Conyers, and welcome to Mr. Conyers' chemistry class. Why are you watching a video of me? I've been called for jury duty, and unfortunately, it was the first day that you guys were coming to school. So I recorded basically what I would have said if I had been here in person. I'll see you either tomorrow or the next day as we block, and any questions you may have, we can address those when we see each other face to face. What I want to do today is go through the course syllabus, class expectations, and a quick introduction to my Canvas page. All right. So I'm going to present my screen so you can see this. All right. Presenting my screen, sorry. Okay. So, yeah, it looks like we are presenting screen. Okay, this is my Canvas page. Let's do that first. All right, here's Canvas. If you look here, this is a course syllabus that we're going to be going over in just a minute. You're going to need a chemistry reference table. I'll give you a hard copy of that when you come to class. But during the year, sometimes it gets worn out or you just need a new one, and you can find that here. Right here, I just want to talk about this for a moment. These are the links for Google Meets. And you might say, oh, are we meeting for Google Meet? I have no anticipation of doing that. If you're absent, don't go to Google Meet. I will not be on there to talk to you. You can find your assignments on Canvas, but I don't intend to use these. So why are they in here? Just because we never know. We're still in the age of COVID. Things could change. We may need them, so they're here in case we need them. And this is where you would find them. You just click on this and you'd be in the Google Meet when the time comes, if we ever need it. Right down here, you'll find the weekly agenda. When you click on that, you will find the list of things we're going to be doing that week. I always put the most recent week at the top. This one will get shoved further down after, starting next week, just as an example. All right, below that, you'll notice on this table, there's blanks. Well, what's going to end up going in here is Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, etc. So you'll click on those to get to your assignments. Of course, those of you who have used Canvas before know that you will actually find those links. You'll see it on your to-do list anyhow. All right, so let's go into the syllabus here. I've already brought it up, but again, remember the syllabus can be found right here as a link. I'm not giving you a hard copy. It's just the electronic copy. We're going to be learning, obviously, in this class, principal ideas and themes of chemistry. We'll talk more about that when I'm in person with you, what chemistry is all about. Let's go into just basic classroom expectations. Please don't be tardy. I know after a crazy year last year with crazy schedules, all that stuff, I think we maybe have gotten a little slack on that. For some of us, know that you are expected to be here on time. That's really important for any classes that meet at the beginning of the day, first period, or right after lunch. It tends to be more difficult for people to get here on time. Get here on time. Just know that the rules are back in place, that if you had like 3 tardies, you're going to get a detention and all that good stuff. All right. Basically, I don't know if I need to go over this, but number 2, please don't talk while I'm talking. Please, when you are working in groups, remember that it can get quite noisy when there's 30 people in the room all talking at once. So use your inside voice. And again, when I'm giving instructions, don't talk. The third thing are things you need for class. I say 3-ring binder, notebook, or folder. Just basically, I don't care what you have, but something that keeps all of your work organized, your notes, your worksheets, etc. Also, I don't have it on here, but I think I'm going to add that to this, but you really need a calculator. So let me emphasize that since it doesn't show it here. You need a calculator. If you have one for math, a graphing calculator, that'll work great. If you don't have one and you say, well, I don't want to go buy a graphing calculator because they are quite expensive, that's fine. Get an inexpensive scientific calculator. What's a scientific calculator? If it's got more than addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, you got the right calculator. In other words, we need to be able to have some of those other buttons on it, and that you can find those fairly inexpensively. I have a few I use in class that I got from Dollar General for a few bucks. All right. It says number 4, you will respect people and property. Basically, this take care of the classroom. It's your classroom and it's everybody else that uses it, not just this year, but every year after this. Please don't use when you're working at the lab benches, don't use the sinks like trash cans. Please use the trash cans for your trash. They tend to get used that way. Please, let's not do that. All right, bathroom facilities. Yes, we all have to do it. It's a natural function. Please try to minimize your use of the bathrooms during class. Try to do it between classes. If it is during class, try to find an opportunity when it won't be disruptive, say like when you're working in groups, okay? Electronic devices, personal devices such as tablets, computers, and smartphones should not just be indiscriminately turned on and used. There'll be times when I specifically tell you you're going to need one. Or for those of you that might use it because you use it for notes, we need to take that. You need to talk to me and we'll take care of that on a case-by-case basis. All right. Every day we're going to be doing something. You're expected to participate. It may be taking notes. It may be working on the lab. It may be working in small groups on math problems, etc. You are expected to be engaged in participating in the assignments of the day, not doing work for other classes or just daydreaming. Please try to stay focused. All right. When you are absent, it is your responsibility to make up missed work, much like we've done in the past. You will be given a certain amount of time to complete that work, but you are responsible to getting that work done. The beauty of now is I will be putting the work on Canvas. So you could even try to keep up with it while you're at home, assuming you're feeling well enough to do that when you are sick. That would not include labs. You will have to plan to make those up during access periods. All right. Homework can be a variety of things. It may be just completing a lab write-up. It may be completing some work you were given in class that you didn't finish. And it may be just specific problems that I give you to do only for homework. All right. You are expected to turn in your homework in Canvas. So you're just going to take a picture of it, or better yet, scan it, put it into Canvas. If you have questions on how to do that, talk to me. The way this works is if it's 100% complete and it's on time, you get full credit for it. If it's late, you get half credit for it. If it's partially done and on time, you get half credit for it. If it's late and incomplete, you will get no credit for it. And you might say, hey, I know things happen. And I couldn't help it. Late night, I had a game last night, I didn't finish it, whatever. It can still be turned in late for partial points, up to a point. But don't worry. I've got a process in place here where I will, at the end of the semester, add into your grades the equivalent of 3 homework assignments, meaning essentially you can miss 3 assignments completely with no penalty. All right. The next thing is academic integrity, honor code, and plagiarism. There's a full attachment at the end of this that is taken straight out of the student handbook. You are expected to know that. Let me just summarize it this way. When you turn in work, it's expected to be your work, not a classmate's. Like homework, I shouldn't see you copying other people's work, etc. All right, required text. You should have picked that up in the library today. Hopefully that's what you did before this video was played. It's introductory chemistry, a foundation by Zumdahl. That is a book you will leave at home until the end of the year, and you'll turn that in, or if you drop the class, for example, you turn it in then. All right. It doesn't need to be brought back and forth to class. I have a class set that we can use when we're in class and we need the book. All right. Assignments include homework, reading and class notes, and precipitation. No, we'll talk about precipitation. It's a chemical function. But anyhow, participation. Those are things you're expected to do. There's also going to be class activities, lab activities, quizzes, tests. Yes. Let's talk briefly about the quizzes. In general, quizzes are going to be, you will be taking those on Canvas. You will be given multiple attempts at those. Sometimes it'll be 2 attempts, sometimes 3 attempts. And the way the grade is determined depends on the quiz. Some quizzes, it will be an average of your grades of all your attempts. So if you got 100 the first time, no need to take it again. Or in some cases, it will be the highest score, and that will vary from quiz to quiz. Now, tests, there will be approximately 3 to 4 of these per quarter. So that tells us it's going to be somewhere between 8 and 10 per semester. They're going to be a lot more comprehensive than your quizzes. And we can talk more about that when we see each other face to face. All right. At the end of the semesters, both the first semester and second semester, there's a final exam, which is a comprehensive exam of everything you've learned. All right. Don't ask for extra credit. If you come to me and say, I need to bring my grade, what can I do for extra credit? There's no such thing, right? So my suggestions, good study habits, get your working on time. You will be fine. All right. Success in chemistry can depend on all of these things. I'll let you read these more on your own. So please feel free to go back to the syllabus and look at them. But things you need to take into consideration, or don't try to memorize the course. This is not a course where you're memorizing facts. You're problem solving and trying to figure out how to find a solution to a problem. Learn how to solve the problems. Don't try to learn how to memorize facts or memorize a recipe to solve problems. There isn't, not that there isn't some level of memorization of facts, but that's not the gist of this class, really. All right. Please turn in all your assignments on time. That's probably a big one. I have a lot of people either turn in incomplete or late. So 2 and 3 are really important that you're doing these, turn them in on time, and turn in incomplete. When you do have problems, don't wait. Don't wait until it's so painful that it's hard for me to help you and you're stressed out. As soon as you realize you don't understand something, whether it's in class or you come in and access, do it soon. All right. Use your textbook. Right. The textbook can give you another insight on how to solve problems. It has extra problems. I will assign problems from it that you can work as extra work to get extra practice on solving chemistry problems. All right. But anyhow, I'm not going to read through all these. You get the idea. There's a lot of things here you can do to be successful. If you follow these, odds are you're going to be successful. All right, looking at the course and what we're going to cover, we're going to start off with just an introduction to chemistry. We're going to talk about something called scientific measurements, and we'll learn about something that all chemistry students know called significant figures. We'll learn about that right away and how to do the calculations of those. Then we'll move into matter and energy, chemical foundations, chemical nomenclature, chemical reactions, which is just an introduction. And then we go more into chemical reactions from then on, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's semester 1, right? Semester 2, modern atomic theory, chemical bonding, gases, liquids and solids, solutions, equilibrium, acids and bases, oxidation reduction, radioactivity and nuclear energy, and organic chemistry. And by the time we get to that, it's getting warm out, and the end of the year is upon us. All right. And this right here is just the academic integrity piece that I was telling you about. All right, guys, that's it. Have a great one. I will hopefully see you in person real soon.